You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. You are tuned in. All right, everybody, it's Dr. Lady J. Y'all listen, be patient with me because I am super tired, okay? I should have just scheduled this program for next week because I'm still trying to wake up. But we have some brothers on the line, and we got 3 of them on the line. Let me make sure I got them pulled up. Okay, so we have 3 on the line. We got our guest here, Desmond, Haneef, Perry. I gotta say, before I get started, I have to say thank you to everybody that came out on Saturday for the pilot taping for the talk show, which went very well. It was very successful. We had to have about 150 people in there because they put out 170 chairs and the majority of the seats were full. So thank you to everybody that came out. We do have another one that's going to be coming out for those of you who missed it. You know, it was being a little shady. I caught all of that, but y'all missed it. We had a really good time. It was fun. The first segment we did was devoted to those who were incarcerated but are now home. Mr. Perry on the screen, he was one of the people that was on our first taping, our pilot taping. So he made history with us by being on that panel. So it was a lot of fun. And Marco's family was there. Marco's brother was there. His mom was there. Like, it was great. They had a table set up to represent Marco and his books and everything. And I got a chance to talk to Marco before the show started. So everything went well. Thank you so much. Tonight, we're going to continue on with the conversation that we were having last week. And we also going to talk about an event that's going to take place this week that we need you to participate in. If you believe in what we're doing on here, we need you to participate in what's going to take place this week. Now, tonight, let me make this announcement. You won't see the number on the screen tonight because we're going to let these brothers talk, but you can put your comments in the comment section, or if you have questions, you can do that. But please do not call in because you're going to make the calls drop, and we don't want that to happen. We want to keep them on the line. All right, so Desmond, Haneef, Perry, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming on again.
All right, that's what's up. Thank you, Lady J. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for allowing me to make history with you all the other night. That was amazing. You did a great job. You are an amazing host. I always told you that, you know, when I first saw you, man, I knew you had that natural hosting ability and talent. So it was wonderful, no doubt.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And we can't wait until the other brothers get out so we can, you know, we can do something like that again and have everybody on the stage. It was just fun. So tonight, I also want to introduce Monty. A lot of you already know who Monty is because Monty normally comes on Thursdays. Him and I come on Thursday nights and, you know, we talk about different things. And Thursday nights is still going to happen, but we were just continuing the conversation from last week. Then we also have Marco on the line. And as you know, Marco wrote a book and we were talking about his books. And I mean, he has a magazine, so many things. He's doing so many great things. And we also have a new person on the line who reached out to me over the weekend. His name is Major. So listen, y'all, what we're doing, this movement is actually working. The brothers and sisters are inside or hearing about what we're doing. And they're excited and very grateful that they're being given a platform to come and talk. So we need you to keep donating. We need you to keep pushing and supporting this movement so we can show that our brothers and sisters are able to come out, be rehabilitated. And if you had seen all the people that were on the stage Saturday night, you would know exactly what I was talking about, because every one of those men, and we had one lady up there, I mean, they are doing amazing things. So that's why we're doing this program. So I want to start off with since Monty, I always tell him he's my co-host. Monty, listen, I'm gonna pass the mic over for a little bit so you can say what you want to say to everybody that's here because you were here with us last week. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Lady J. I appreciate it. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it. Maybe I'll make the next one, right?
You will. You will.
But I'm glad that it was positive, that it's working, and that it's getting a lot of traction because it's real. You know, the struggle's real. So I thank everybody for participating. I would love to be there. I can't wait to be there with y'all because y'all are really paving the way for brothers and sisters such as myself. You know, when we get out of here. So I appreciate everybody. And you know, we need to keep this thing rocking and rolling because I'm anxious to hear from a lot of the brothers that's on the line tonight.
Absolutely. And we got Marco. Marco, go ahead.
Yeah. I want to say appreciate you too for allowing me to participate even though I'm behind here. And I always commend you for all that you're doing for us behind the wall. It's definitely a great job for the work that you're doing because it's definitely needed. Allowing us to be our voice behind the wall. It's a lot. Like you said, the struggle is real. I just thank you. I would like to hear what's going on with the brothers as well.
All right. And you're welcome. This is what we're supposed to be doing. All right. And then we got Major. On here. He is new to What Up Baltimore, what we're doing, but we welcome you, Major. So we're going to let you tell us just a little bit about you. So I'm going to pass the mic over so you can go right ahead.
Yeah, how we doing, Lady J? I appreciate it a lot. But just talk on Saturday, and here I'm on the platform. It's put on a platform for us to talk and put my case out there. Well, my case involved 31 years ago, a fire bombing, January 3rd, 1992. The state theory explained alleged that was the House requested in which where both were known to his own family. The state said the alleged owed me money, and this is why this happened. And to let the viewers know off the top, me and my uncles, Renford Martin, member of Martin, and my name is Dwayne Dundas, is 100% innocent, and I'm on the show to ask any question to prove our innocence, and I appreciate you very much as far as bringing on the show for my story out here.
You are welcome, and we're going to talk about that now. Marco as well is incarcerated, wrongful conviction, same thing. And so, it's also to show that everybody in prison is not, when you hear people saying like, I'm not guilty, and people are like, oh, everybody says that, but there are people who are incarcerated who are not guilty. They did not commit the crime. And so we have a couple of guys on here tonight. Darren is saying hi, Major. Darren Johnson. And y'all remember Darren just got out in May. So Darren is on. Hey, Darren, he's on here. He said hi to you. And we have somebody on from New York. Hey, welcome from New York. So Desmond, I'm gonna let you go ahead and say with your piece and tell us about your program and what you're doing too.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, man, as always, Lady J, from me coming from that perspective of being behind the wall, I mean, just, having these men on here tonight with us, hearing their voices, knowing that, I was a prisoner in the state of Maryland just last year. I know the plight that they're going through. It's a struggle in there. I, in fact, just got a phone call from a guy today who said the jail was locked down because they said they were short of staff. So imagine that. You know what I'm saying? These men are, subjugated to these type of things, man, on a regular. Short of staff, so they lock the jail down, keep you on isolation. They give us tablets now, or gave individuals tablets now. And, they think that's a quick fix or solution, to the many problems that individuals go through. And again, stripping their humanity from them inside of those walls or behind those walls. But again, for everybody who's, first time seeing me on here tonight, my name is Desmond Haneef Perry. Everybody call me Haneef. Everybody that knows me calls me Haneef.
Well, I'm gonna start calling you that too.
Cool. That's what's up. All the brothers in there, if you ask anybody in the inside, you say Lil Haneef, they know me. So in the state of Maryland. But I was locked up for 20 years. Lady J, as I shared before, I went in when I was 18, came out at the age of 39, about to turn 40. And I've been home for a year now. And since I've been home, I've been trying to not only just, get my life established and lay my foundation, but I've been focused on trying to help my brothers who are still back in, carrying them with me everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, everybody I talk to, I'm carrying them with me. You know what I'm saying? Wa alaikum salam, brother. I see you. You know what I'm saying? And so no doubt. But basically what happened, which was amazing, and at the same time, I never even thought about it, but I was thinking about it today, Lady J. Listening to my man, I watch Wallow. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Wallow. You know what I'm saying? He's a great individual. I got a chance to quickly meet him for a second. He came through Baltimore through the Enoch Pratt Library last week, and hopefully one day, man, we and him will be able to connect. But he said something that just made me think when I was listening to something that he talked about, and just talking about being inside. And he talked about how he had a book. You know what I'm saying, that he wrote inside of this book all of the things that dudes were coming in telling him, because he had been down. So every time a new person would come in, he would ask him, what's going on out there? He called it his life book, and he would write inside this book. When I was incarcerated, Lady J, I took and I wrote down all of my plans and all of the things that I wanted to do before I got out. So I started planning my reentry when I had a life plus 15-year sentence and didn't even know if I was going to come out. I was pushing like all those brothers in there, you know what I'm saying, hoping, praying, fighting, you know what I'm saying, doing everything I could, to get back into the appeal courts and all of that. But I stayed firm in doing this, though, and visualizing myself being out and preparing to be out. Those are the two things that I always did. I visualized myself. I would sit in my cell and I would just think about me being outside. You know what I'm saying? Being out in the fresh air, being out in the sun, driving my car. You know what I'm saying? Being with my family. And now that I'm doing those things, every time I'm out here now, it's just those are things that pop in my mind like, damn, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. It's real. But I had wrote down in my plans before I got out was that I wanted to go to school. So the first thing I did when I got out, I enrolled in college. I enrolled in Baltimore City Community College, which I'm pursuing my degree now, my associates in counseling and allied human services. And I'm trying to move on to a 4-year in social work because that was my goal. My goal was to get a master's degree in social work, with a specialty in social psychology specifically, because I wanted to tie that in to the trauma and the plight and talk about the various things that I experienced, but let alone the things that I learned from other men when I was inside with them. And,
right.
I would do those programs and I would be facilitating those programs, and I would have the opportunity to sit and listen to brothers and their stories. Some of their stories, man, was beyond mine. Right. And so, but when I started studying social psychology and I started studying, it caused me to reflect and say, man, dang, this stuff is deeper than what I thought it was. So, my first goal was to go to school when I got out. I wanted to increase my knowledge. I have a maxim. There's a beautiful maxim, an Arabic maxim that says, al-ilmu qabla al-qawli wal-amal. This is what it says in Arabic. In English, it translates to mean that knowledge precedes speech and action, right? That if a person intends to do anything, learn how to do it first. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about something, learn about it first. Do some studying, do some research. And again, my man Wallow was just talking about how Google became his friend. You know what I'm saying? YouTube became his friend. As a dude, you know what I'm saying, who had been locked up for 20 years, I relate because now these things are my friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm searching everything to find out how to do everything, watching everything, trying to learn, right? But that was my first thing I wrote down, and I was able to accomplish that. Within the first, 60 days of me being home, I got enrolled in school, and I should be finished my degree next year.
Wow.
That's the first thing I did. The second thing I did was I started focusing on what I had already started before I got out, which was I got trained as a peer recovery specialist in JCI. And we were the largest cohort for one, but we were the first to be able to do what we did in Jessup Correctional Institution with the peer program that has now been expanded to 8 other prisons throughout DPSCS. They took our model and they spread it all out, right? And so I took that when I got out and I said, man, I want to expand on that. I wrote down that as one of my plans. I wanted to come out and learn how to monetize that. I wanted to come out and learn how I can use that as a way to be able to sustain myself and lay my foundation down. So that's what I did. I did that. You know what I'm saying? There's the dog in the background. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my baby right there. But so I got a chance to do that and was connecting with some good people. And it's like, you know, God just kept bringing the people in my life. You know what I'm saying? Bringing all the people in my life, putting the pieces together that went directly with my plans that I had wrote down. Right. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, I end up moving on to starting to go into my advocacy work in my organization. You know, one of the things that I said I wanted to do was I wanted to have a nonprofit organization that was truly about the people and for the people, but specifically men who were incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? That was my goal. My goal was to come out, man, and try to set something up to do 2 things. I wanted to try to change and rectify what's going on inside the system, but at the same time, change those things outside, right? That can be done as well, because we know legislation is what matters. Just like the sister Gwen Levi said on the stage Saturday night on your show. She talked about how now, as formerly incarcerated individuals, as felons, we got the right to vote, right? We got the right to vote. So if we utilize that power, we can get things done. If we mobilize and organize as formerly incarcerated people, we can get some stuff done. We don't have to go anywhere and beg for anything anymore. We can walk in the door and demand, because we got a voter block that's strong. We just got to organize that voter block. You know what I'm saying? We got to put that organization together, which we're working on doing now. These are the things we're doing with Maryland Cure and Major and the other organizations that are out here backing us, right? But I wrote those plans down, Lady J, and it's been a year now, and I've been able to execute almost everything on my list of my plans. And you know what I'm saying? It just feels good to know that. And I tell brothers this all the time, man. Look, you know, anything you want, it starts with you getting it out your mind, putting it on a piece of paper, man, and make it a reality. Just don't have it as a thought, man. Just don't have it as a wish and a dream. Yeah, I sat in there and I envisioned myself being out here now, you know, doing some of the stuff that I'm doing now. But I started by actually acting on it while I was in there. I started putting myself in that place while I was in there. That's just like my man, Chris Wilson, who wrote the book, The Master Plan. He talked about how he used the book, The Secret, and started writing out his plan and going through it, executing step by step. And he was relentless. He didn't let anything stop him from doing it. And so, you know, again, I just say, man, that is a real thing for anybody in life. You know, anybody out here right now, if you feel like, man, you're in a place in your life and you want to get into a better place in your life, you know, you can easily do that. We can always turn it around. We can always change, you know, but pull those desires out of you, pull those thoughts out of you, start putting down your plans, and then start executing, working to execute it. You know what I'm saying? And for a surety, it'll come. You know what I'm saying? It will become a reality. You know what I'm saying? First starters, you know, as we know, every great invention, every great inventor, every great scientist, what did they do? They pulled it outside of themselves and they started to put it down in a blueprint. And then they went through the process of executing. So, you know, that's where I'm at right now in regards to, you know, how I'm moving, and what I'm trying to do now is just one step at a time, stand in my lane. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to get in. And when I mean by stand in my lane, I mean by focusing on what God, the path that God has put me on. You know, Allah has put me on a particular path. You know, so I'm trying to take that path that he's put me on and keep walking that path until I gain the success, you know, ultimately that I'm trying to gain. You know, and I've gained some success already. I'm very proud about everything that I've been able to do. I mean, one of the greatest things I'm proud about, I never thought, it's like full circle, Lady J. I work for the public defender's office. I'm literally a state employee right now. I was a state inmate. I'm a contract state employee now, right?
Oh, wow.
And, you know, it's just amazing how that happened. You know what I'm saying? That happened recently. You know, I got that job and I'm a forensic peer recovery specialist with the Office of the Public Defender. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I doing that, but, you know, I just got offered a position. I was telling you last week, and this is the correct title of the position, but it is to be a part of the Correctional Education Council, right? I'll be the one individual that they place on this council. One individual who was formerly incarcerated gets placed on this council for correctional education that's in society. And they chose me to be that one individual. And so I'm proud about that, man, that I get the opportunity to try to make some more change in regards to correctional education and how men, you know what I'm saying, are being treated in there when it comes to the educational process and what we should be learning. Like I'm really hoping that, you know what I'm saying, they'll really embrace, you know what I'm saying, many of the ideas and the things that I want to present to them and bring to them, you know, letting them know that, man, you know, education in prison is antiquated. We got to update that.
Yeah.
You know, we got to move forward past what we had. We in the Flintstones in jail, man. You know, unfortunately, guys in prison, my brothers in prison right now, you know, they stuck, man, still struggling, trying to get out of the Flintstones, man. I mean, that's a part of the problem when a person gets out of prison and now they're back into society, is all of the various challenges they have with the technology, you know what I'm saying, and the new world that they're living in, because we're locked away and boxed out of this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, again, stripping the humanity away from us, taking those little elements from us that help us to be able to connect and relate to all the other human beings out here when we get out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these things are things that I hope, you know, my voice will be able to be a voice of lived experience, that'll be impactful, you know what I'm saying, that will cause people to gravitate to it and get on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That no, we're not gonna do Desmond. We're gonna do Haneef. We're gonna do Haneef now because I'm one of the friends. So we're gonna do Haneef now. But listen, brother, every time you talk, you are so powerful, and the things that you have accomplished just within 1 year is absolutely amazing. Amazing. And just keep it up. You know, I'm here. And I know it's a lot of other people, they on here giving you shout outs and everything. Like, it's absolutely amazing. It's incredible. And I, you know, every time you talk, I could just listen to you talk all day because, I mean, you're so powerful. And yet you told us last week, I think you said last week, you could only read on a certain level, like when you first went into prison.
Yeah, when I first got locked up, Lady J, I was functionally illiterate, right? I was reading on a 6th grade level, right? At the age of 18 when I went to prison. And again, you know, I thank God, man. I praise Allah, man, for what he put inside of me, the desire to want to change, right? And this is what I use when I talk to other brothers that's like in that place where like they want to go all the way, but they just scared. They feel like they're gonna lose themselves if they step forward. They feel like they're gonna lose that piece of themselves. And I always try to tell men, man, you're not gonna lose yourself. You're gonna become better. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid, brother. You're not going to lose who you are. Who you are is going to be at the core of you always, man. Who I am, who I was before my incarceration, the person that God created me to be, that's who I'm always going to be. I understand that now. That's at the core of me, right? But yeah, I came in, I couldn't read. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't read. And I had a brother that, man, every day when I was in the detention center, when I first got locked up, it was a brother, and he was Muslim. I wasn't even Muslim. I was born and raised to be a Baptist Christian. My family were Baptist Christians. You know what I'm saying? We went to Glenarden Baptist Church in Landover, Maryland. That's where I'm from. We went to Glenarden Baptist Church in Landover, Maryland. That was our family church. That was our community church. You know what I'm saying? Which is like basically a huge mega church now in PG County.
Oh yeah, Pastor John Jenkins, he powerful. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Powerful. So I mean, they were moving back then. You know, that was the first time, I mean, back. This was in what, the 90s, when they bought a Heckinger's and turned it into an entire church. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest church in the area at that time. So when I got to prison, there was a brother though, man. He was a Muslim brother. He was in the federal system. He was coming back to go to court. I don't know why this man took a liking to me, man. He just, you know, we just started talking. And you know, I was humble enough, man, to reveal to him one day when he asked me to read the Quran. I said, I can't read. I was like, I can't read it, brother. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what you mean you can't read it? You don't want to read it? It's okay. He was like, you know, it's okay if you don't want to read it. I can understand. He was like, man, but I would like you to look into it and then do a little bit of investigation. Would you like to read it? I was like, nah, I can't read. And so he was like, oh, you really can't read. I was like, nah, bro. He said, nah, we're going to change that. We're going to change that. And so every day he came out, this brother named Sadiq. I'll never forget this brother, man. This brother came out with me every day with a dictionary and a newspaper every day. And he would have me sound out words, read words, and look those words up. And look the meaning of those words up until I built my vocabulary up. Then he would work on me with spelling those words. We did all this at the time that I was going to trial, getting ready to get sentenced with for the conviction that I had.
Wow.
That's how I started. And then I picked up the Bible. So the first book I read was the Bible. I picked up the Bible because I had gained enough confidence now to be able to read. So I started reading the Bible. That's what I would do every day in my cell when I was in the detention center. I would read the Bible. And then I started reading the Quran. And then it just progressed from there. And I started reading other books. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I started. But, yeah, it was a process. I couldn't read.
Wow, that's amazing. And I wanted you, I want you to say these things because we just had another brother that's on. His name now. Oh, you know what? His name is not Trayvon. His name is James. James. I get these names right. But I got a call over the weekend from James, and James heard about the program and about this program, and James wanted to come on
My
tonight.
guy.
You blessing a lot of people.
That's my guy. That's my guy. James is one of the guys. He was a part of our 40 and our cohort. We call him Blue. He was a part of one of the guys in the cohort that we have of 40 men that got trained, the largest cohort in DPSCS. He's one of those certified peer recovery specialists, man. You know, big ups to him, man, and all the brothers there. You know what I'm saying? They're still pushing that program, man. Those are the leaders. They on the forefront of that program down in Jessup, man. They doing good work.
Wow. So I want to bring him on. James, you still there? James, you still there?
I don't think. I think you said. I don't think James came on. He came on today.
Yeah, I see his name is on the screen, but I don't know.
James, you said named up for Sunday. I mean Thursday.
Oh, okay. So this is Trayvon. You're on, right?
Yes.
So Trayvon, are you incarcerated?
No, I look out for 6 of my brothers that's incarcerated. I've been home for 9.5 years so far. What? I'm still active with my brothers that's incarcerated. So Marco is one of them, and that's how we got a hold of you through Marco.
Okay.
And remember me and James talked to you Friday.
Right. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I get so many calls from inside, and then I get the messages on the tablet. I'm gonna have to really start like writing down names and decide who knows who and who. But anyway, Trayvon, welcome. This is your first time coming on What Up Baltimore. Welcome. You know, feel free to jump in at any time. I wanna Marco, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still on here.
Okay, now I want to hear from Marco, and then I'm gonna move over to Major because Major wants to tell us a little bit about him and his story and how he got incarcerated. So let me get Marco real quick, and then I'm gonna move over to Major. Go ahead, Marco.
Marco, what's up, bro?
Well, first I just want to tell the brother Haneef, so I appreciate it too. You know, honestly, I was kind of like in a bad state, and I really ain't want to get on the call, but, you know, listening to the brother, you know, listening to my first word, and just had, you know, what he's doing on the outside, and a lot of stuff that he was saying is what I pretty much do, you know, strategize and plan for my release, and my situation is a little different, even though I'm innocent, but I got a number, and I know a lot of Jews that don't got no number. So either way, I know that I do have a release date, you know, and so I try to take advantage of that and allow that to push me forward, you know, each and every day as well. But, you know, everything that he was saying is definitely right on because, you know, you got to have that mindset of, you know, stepping into what you believe or want to have, and you got to take action and doing it. So, you know, that's how I was able to write my book, put the workbook together. And, you know, I continue to strive to do things every day. Sometimes I be hard on myself, knowing I can do more. But it be draining, you know what I mean? Like, it's lockdown. Like, it be draining because the lockdown surge. And it just a mess with you for real. So, you know, I definitely appreciate, you know, everything that he's saying. And just sharing with us, you know, how he made it out there and still, you know, taking the steps, you know, towards his goals. But besides that, you know, I'm just striving, you know, to continue to, you know, keep my way of thinking in the direction that it has been over the years, because that's why I'm at the place that I am. And, you know, like I said with my brother Trayvon and Blue, you know, about getting on here with you, because, like, Blue, another person that's innocent, you know, and I know him, like, we was together on the street. We was together tonight, and he got locked up. So I know for a fact that he wasn't the one that did what they locked him up for. And, you know, this paves the way for us to share our stories and keep fighting for her. So, you know, it's kind of hard, you know, being behind here, just trying to get from out of here when, you so that they know you don't belong in here, but the system ain't for us to worry. And knowing that, will make that fight even harder. So it's like war every day for real. That's what I call it. Like war every day. So with the system mainly and with the people behind here, but I just try to keep moving in the right direction. Just stay focused, keep my goals in mind, and just move towards that. Surrounding myself around the positive people, try to do the things that's going to help out the community. Like next Thursday, me and Sharpen and the rest of the behind the walls stores kind of doing something for back to school giveaway for the teachers. So just anything that I can do to help. That's good. Because like I said before, even though I'm innocent for this charge, I ain't no saint. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I wasn't breaking the law when I was out there and all that. So I can acknowledge that. But I am a different changed man at this moment of my life and have been for several years now. So, I just want the brothers that's on here to keep fighting, the ones that's behind the wall, because, you just never know when that leap of term for God will do anything at any time, you know what I mean? Just, trust him. And that's how I move. I had my moments, I had my days, but ultimately I know he got me, because he got me throughout all these years. He kept me focused, kept me sane. I was just sitting in the office, just listening, because I'm on the honor kid, so I feel for the brothers that's behind the door, because some brothers we be locked down so much, they only get 16 minutes out there selling a day. And it's like, I've been in that situation, so I understand, but they turn to greedy. So when the brother get out the cell to get a shower or whatever, they ain't trying to go back in the cell. So I understand that. Like, they trying to run around the city, because they about to be locked back in the cage for 23 hours and 45 minutes. Like, that's so crazy. And I'm just listening to it. It bothers me, because I'm really still a part of that struggle. And I can easily be behind the doors any day, for real. If the police choose to put me back behind there. So, you know what I mean? I'm mindful of that. So, like I said, brother, just keep fighting, man. Hold your head. And, stay pushing towards our goal. No secret.
Lady J, you mind if I interject before we go to Major D?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Brother Marco and Brother Haneef, I wanna pitch something to the brother, right? And maybe this is something that we can do in the future. So, given this goal, almost every institution in the state of Maryland is, going on lockdowns, and for whatever reasons, whether short of staff, whether because that's usually the excuse, and has been, as of late, right? So, Brother Haneef, if possible, I don't know if we can somehow create some type of curriculum, some type of something on the tablet. I think me and Lady J spoke about something, getting this actually on a tablet through our radio, right? But it was, I think it was too much money or something like that. But just using our resources, man, because what the brother Marco was saying is facts, is real, right? So you keep brothers motivated, to keep brothers focused, to keep the brothers and sisters spirits high, because things do get rough, behind the wall, especially when it's constantly lockdowns, and it's not good. Mentally and psychologically, it's no good, right? So I just want to know, Haneef, and it's something that we can talk about later or down the road, but just if we can somehow coordinate something and put this on the tablet, so if the brothers is, locked down, this is something to look forward to, and it will expand the platform, right? So that's just something just to throw out there. But Marco, man, hey, I appreciate you, bro. And you keep fighting, and you keep your head up as well, because I know it's difficult to bend in a situation that you in for a crime that you didn't commit. You know what I'm saying? Because brothers come in and out, and some brothers still sitting. Like the brother Major D, his uncle. I was just talking to his uncle not too long ago, and 31 years for a crime that you didn't commit, man. Like it's serious. It's serious, man. So even where you at, on a location where you at, get the brothers, man, to get the families and friends involved, to go down there with Lady J and them and Merlin Cure, to go down there when them bills pass and they going in there and they speaking for the bills, in Annapolis or like go down there, man. We gotta get more in tune and more involved, and we gotta put that out there more, because a lot of us, sitting, that's innocent, and a lot of us sitting that really don't know what to do, but this is a platform for, that we can use that, and we can use that tool, use it as a tool, man, and to put your voice out there, to put your family on point. This is what needs to take place, because this is what's going on. And I know where you at, man, it happened up here on a regular. You know what I'm saying? The ways of the place get locked down for whatever reason, just this past weekend. And it's been happening the last 3 weekends, to where oh yeah, y'all locked down, y'all only come out 15 minutes, just get a shower, go back in. You know what I'm saying? Because of the whole so-called short staff thing. You understand what I'm saying? So the mission is to get free. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's about getting free, but you want to make sure that while you're in, you read, you study, you be proactive. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to get lost in these places, man. It's so easy to get lost in these places. So when the blessing do come about, we got to make sure that we mindful, man, that we open to receive it. And we make sure that, if we can talk to other brothers, that's like-minded, man, because I know that's what got me through. And hearing the brother Haneef story, like, that's what got him through. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't happen without each other. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that, but like I said, I appreciate y'all, for everything, man. And just to keep chiming in, man, and speaking your truth, man.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say too, the thing about the iHeart Radio situation is that we're on iHeart Radio, but they won't allow those who are incarcerated to listen to it as a podcast, and that's been the problem. And then when I tried to put it in as music, you got to have like a $2 million insurance policy, when you're doing something with music and all of that, and it was just too much. But that's something, Haneef, that you and I can talk about that too, to try to figure out a way, because it's so many of them that are calling. They're saying, I want to listen to the show. A lot of them are calling through relatives and listening on the phone, so they can actually, get this on Monday and Thursday nights. But it might be another way, like Monty was saying, that we could figure out to try to help them, where at least they can have this to listen to as a resource.
Sure. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Real quickly, if I can, Marco, man, definitely, man, brother. I had just looked at the IG of Behind the Wall Mentors, and I saw your picture on there, man. I want you to know, man, that I was in North Branch when Sean Gardner, the writer, the author, when he first put that thing together, man. I was in North Branch. We were in North Branch together, and it was under those circumstances that brother right there, again, he was another good man. He's still in it, man. Hopefully he'll be out of here soon, God willing. He changed my perspective and my paradigm of how to spend that time in North Branch. When we were in North Branch Correctional Institution, we were up there 22-2. For the whole 10 years I was up there, it only changed, in one moment of time. Were we coming out at least for maybe close to 3 hours a day. But for the most part, it was 2 hours a day. That's all you were getting out there. But what Sean did was, this brother sat in his cell and he wrote his books. Not only did he write his books, but he put together a program inside his cell to reach out to youth in the streets and have letters from inmates, writing them, mentoring them, encouraging them, inspiring them, trying to tell them about, look, the things that will take you off the path and land you in a place like this. He put this together while he was in a cell. And then he did this. He wrote 100 letters. I never forget this. He was my next door neighbor. We were all locked down together. And we would come out, just to go out and get the shower and talk to each other for a little bit. And man, he told me he wrote 100 letters and he sent them out to various people, right? He got one letter back out of 100. One letter back out of 100. And two letters back out of 100 that he wrote. At first he was like, man, he felt like, man, dang, man, I wrote all these people, man, typed up 100 letters, man. Nobody responded back to me, not even to say, man, thank you for the letter, man, or nothing, right? Look, he got 2 responses back. One of them was from a lawyer in D.C. I never forget this. One was from a lawyer in D.C. that wrote him back and said, man, I'm inspired by you and what you're doing and the program you put together behind the door. the book that you wrote and everything. He said, man, I'm inspired by that. He said, look, I'm going to do your case for you pro bono. He said, I'm willing to do one of your cases for you pro bono. Pick which one you want, your state or your federal case. You know what I'm saying? Out of 100 letters, the second letter was, I believe it was a pastor or a reverend in Oakland, California, wrote him back, and he got his entire congregation to back their brother. His entire congregation, his daughter and his entire congregation to back their brother and whatever he was doing. And I'll never forget that. That inspired me right there and let me know that there's good people in the world. All we have to do is look beyond our circumstances and begin to reach out. And don't be afraid to reach out and don't get defeated when you reach out and keep reaching out. And you never know who's going to respond back to you, man. And that changed my mindset of how I'm going to spend my time in prison. This man wrote 100 letters and he was writing books. I wasn't an author. I didn't have the ability to do that at that time. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to do what I have the ability to do. And so I started putting my lessons together. I started putting my programs together, and I started working with inside of the institution to make change among the men who was around me. And that benefited me. We ended up getting a program up there that's still up there to this day called Men in Transition Towards Success. They still running that program in North Branch. It got accepted by DPSCS as an actual official, program for the division. And you know what I'm saying? I sit back and I think about that sometime when I talk to the other guys who's still in, who running the program. Like, damn, I remember we put that program together. Me and my friend, me and my man, John Makel. I remember we put that program together, man. That was his brainchild. I just came to back them up and gave him the extra pieces to it. Then you had another brother by the name of Daniel Carter L. He came in, you know what I'm saying? Then Ricardo Watson, he came in. And all of us, man, we just started putting the pieces together, man, to work that program. And now that program is established as an official program at DPSCS. So I'm saying to the brothers in there, man, keep pushing, because, you know what I'm saying, the more good you do, the more good you want to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's no doubt about that. The more good you do, the more good you're going to get that's going to come into your life. You just got to keep on pushing it out. You know what I'm saying? Keep on taking that ingenuity, man. And, I, not to go too far on it, but I read a book, man. I encourage everybody in there to read, right? It's called A Man's Search. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning. It's by a guy named Viktor Frankl, right? And in the book, he just talked about how he was in the Nazi death camps. He was a Jewish individual who was being persecuted by the Nazis and during the Holocaust. He was in one of their death camps. His whole family had got killed. Him and his wife had got separated, right? And basically what he did was he developed a particular type of psychology while he was in there, because he was already in that field and that study, which was to take yourself outside of your current situation and to be able to control your emotions, control your thoughts, control your feeling, and control your behavior, even though the police in there may be persecuting you. This man was, stripped butt naked and put in a hole. You know what I'm saying? But guess what he would do while he was in there? He would envision himself in a college campus teaching students as a professor, because that's what he was before he got locked up. He would envision himself in all of the lessons that he would put together for his students. And that took him outside the prison. And so every time they tried to do something to him to break his spirit down, he would change his thought. He would change his feeling. He would control that stuff himself, and he never let it take him off the path of, he was focused on getting out of there. He didn't know how he was going to get out of there, but he ended up getting out of there, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? And he was reunited with his wife. I mean, all this in a small little book like this, but it's powerful in what he talked about of how to change the paradigm in your mind, how to change the way you see things. If you change the way you see it, man, your existence will change immediately. Your outward will change immediately. It's all on how you see it, man. And
what's the name of the book again?
The name of the book is called Man's Search for Meaning.
Okay.
Man's Search for Meaning. Yep. Man's Search for Meaning. And it's just, just talking about that deeper experience that every prisoner who's ever been locked up is going to experience that, man. When you're in prison, man, it's funny, right? I've heard, prosecutors, and I've heard people joke about prisoners, right? When we come back on our modification of sentence and we talk about the things that we've done, the discoveries that we've had, the realizations, the light bulbs that went off, the spiritual awakening, whatever that it may be. And they try to downplay it, right? They try to downplay it by saying, well, just because you're in all that isolation, that's why you're going through that. You got you quote unquote, you reached your Zen, you know what I'm saying? Your Zen moment, or whatever you want to call it, right? Your high level of spirituality. But I'm telling you, every man who's been in prison for a long time and everybody who's in there right now know exactly what I'm talking about. you have those deeper moments inside of yourself when you're in there that you're able to tap into something that nobody out here is able to tap into because you got the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else out here distracted. The world is distracted. When I got out here, man, and saw the stuff that was going on, I was like, man, I know what I got to cling to. I got to cling to the very same thing that gave me success to get out. I'm going to cling to that same thing out here. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else out here distracted, man. They living in a whole, I mean, the world out here is different, man. I mean, like literally, you know what I'm saying? I mean, our kids, and that's the thing about the youth right now. You know, I really want to, you know, focus on the youth as much as I can as well, because, you know, man, we gotta do something with the youth, man. I mean, like anytime we got young girls that, you know what I'm saying, their lives are destroyed if they don't get a certain amount of likes. I mean, come on, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Instagram and all that stuff, man, the algorithms, man, they tearing people up out here, man.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because thank you so much, because that was in my notes. I need everybody who watches this show every single week to not just watch it, but to share it. Because what happens is that I can see all of the numbers from all of the platforms. Everybody's watching, everybody's listening. But when I look on the social media pages, Haneef, it'll have like the smallest numbers on there, because they're shadow blocking certain programs. They don't want information like this to get out. They don't want people to see brothers and sisters coming out of prison and doing well. So I noticed on these shows, it's a lot of shadow blocking. And the only way we stop that is that we have to continue to share, because everybody that's watching these shows, you have followers, you have a platform. Make sure you take these videos and put them on your platform, and you keep sharing them and talking about them, because it's going to be up to us to change the narrative about how they think about you all and what they say. And that's only going to happen by us working together. So thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this, man. I mean, no doubt, everything you just now said is completely true. You know, but again, I'm just coming out here, right? And one of the things I've been doing is just trying to study the guys and look at the guys who are making it happen, right? And are talking, you know, real talk, and are being able to get it done. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that it's about the dollar. It's about that money. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Platforms have to see how they can monetize off of you. They have to see how they can be able to, you know, take whatever amount of followers you got, you know what I'm saying, and be able to get money off of that. I mean, and that's what it comes down to, for real, for real. It's all about the monetization of, you know what I'm saying, the content. And I believe that definitely, man, we keep pushing this like this, man, we can get that done as well. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. We can get that done too.
That's why it was on the talk show, Haneef, because, you know, that's an open door right there. That was on purpose. I did that.
No doubt.
So that's why, you know, I did that. It was a method to that. But Major, we coming to you, so I'm gonna pass the mic over to you, and we want to hear, you know, what you want to tell us about your story.
Okay. Thanks, LadyJ. We spoke over the weekend, and you were telling me that you want to get in trouble because of conflict of interest of me being going to court soon, but that's near to lose. I'm locked up 31 years. I know my uncles for primary income. We're losing family members. We're getting old in prison. And it's a tragedy. It's what we face and other guys face. So it's not to lose. So I'm going to give you a journey as far as how we got locked up and how this crooked system did what it did as far as give us a wrongful conviction. And a lot of brothers are going through the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. And in 1992, our case was highly publicized, in one which the public department rushed the conclusion cause of the public cry for justice. And we had no criminal history nor history of violence. We were taught to grow up and use our pawns, just like other brothers. We were not given no constitutional rights or due process. Still had no legit reasons or proper cause, so there no evidence subject to arrest us. All right? Was handcuffed to chairs by the oversight department and undergo tight, gruesome interrogation for over 10 hours. And these officers were clearly clean. I mean, we were clearly clean or innocent. And these are just tell us like, okay, we know you guys didn't do it, but you will be charged and convicted, and there's nothing you can do about it. These things we went through. All right, and these are things what goes on in the criminal justice system. You know what I mean? And we've been through for 31 years, and the evidence in my case, man, deals with suggested photo real. Like, okay, the whole investigation in Florida investigation and prosecutor misconduct. A prosecutor witness in my case was interviewed and given photo raise. And when she was going through the photo raise, about 6 pictures, she claimed that, boom, a picture fell out, and the police at the time, Kevin Davis, said, okay, is that the guy? She started crying. That's it. Now, this is what I'm saying. She went to around 6 or 9 pictures, and suddenly a picture fell out. And she started crying. They picked up the picture and said, is this the guy? Yes, it's the guy. So, you know, and it's just messed up when you sit in prison and people ask all the time, why we should believe you? Why we should believe you're innocent or not? And my thing is go online and check out all the guys who have been locked up and ask the same questions, you know? And that's what we've been going through. So the end of the day is, man, you know what I mean? We came to America to get the American dream and became a nightmare because of you know what I mean? Because, like I said, it was a highly publicized case and a public crime for justice. So the police department rushed and charged us. All right? So this is strategy they use as far as convicted wrongful men. In my case, I was over the city jail, and a guy came to me and said, like, Major, you're on the TV, you've been charged with murder and this and that. At the time, I wasn't even charged about whatever unrelated charges, but police jumped up. They raided my uncle's house and found legal firearms. You know what I'm saying? Legal firearms. That meaning it wasn't no criminal, none of us had no criminal history or anything. They raided the house, found legal firearms. They charged with legal firearms and then claimed there was drugs in the house, which was a lie. 6 months I sit over the city jail. This guy came to me and said, listen, what's going on? I said, man, me and my uncle's in prison innocent. We did not commit that crime. And became casual friends. I'm not really friends. Social communicating, whatever. He left the jail, got 10 years, went to the penitentiary, and I'm over there on my birthday. The police officer told me, listen, you gotta risk the police officers come to get you. So they came and got me. Well, we got you today, Darren, not Darren, because they told a guy, you commit a crime at your uncle's. I'm there joking, thinking, y'all playing games, y'all been doing that, whatever. But it got real when I got fingerprinted and charged with murder. So I come over to jail on Monday, and I'm asking, like, who's Carl Taylor? I mean, one saying it's public information, so I'm not putting anybody out there. So it's public information. And guys are telling me they don't know what is what, because I knew this guy as blacks. Okay, fast forward. I'm going to try. So happy, because what they do is they will let this support the city jail, postpone the case over and over and over again to frustrate you. And in my case, when my family was coming from Jamaica, out of state, the judge will constantly postpone the case. So as far as the finances and traveling expenses got so expensive, now we're just in the courtroom with stepfather and 2 friends. So it seemed like we had no support.
Right.
That's what they do. So when I'm coming to courtroom, I saw Black in the bullpen. And Black is saying, what's up, Major D? I said, man, what's up, Black? I'm finally going court. I'm getting up in here. I'm trying to go home. I'm going to prove my innocence and all of that. I said, what's up with you? He said, I'm going to give back some time today. I said, man, good for you, man. So I'm going to the courtroom. The bailiff asked me, who's that? I said, that's a guy I know what's sitting in Black. Mr. Tour was innocent and whatever. He said, no, that's cartel, a state witness against you. Carl been doing this for years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The state worked with Carl lies and home and all that stuff. Almost passed out. Gotta give me some water. I couldn't believe. I used to treat this guy so good. But the end of the day is that's what we use to charge me with murder over the city jail because of a jailhouse informant who had 10 years. 10 years. And couldn't do the crime and couldn't do the time. And because of that, I'm sitting in prison with double life plus 10 years. Okay? So these are the scenarios in the case. Fast forward. We went to trial. Everybody came up because they wanted to see the three Jamaican mafias. That's the newspaper. That's what they call us. We ain't got no criminal history. No violence ever. Never been locked up and we lied. But at the time, that was what to do. Put it out there, Jamaican posse, whatever. And we're not related to none of that. But that's just to bias the public to believe in what it's saying. That's what we are. We went to trial and everything. A week later in trial, courtrooms start get crowded, less people, because they start to realize that we didn't cover the crime. Because every witness came there was contradictory. They said, this one said they saw this one there. They come in and said, okay, we saw him over there. And the prosecutor was upset because you telling a person what to say and come in court is one thing. This got to be recited. They come in court and actually on the mic, then the nervous kick in, and then if you didn't witness a crime, you cannot actually come in the court and go full forward unless you just bitch your lie. That was under pressure. You know what I mean? And this is what happened. And sure the case, the prosecutor put on a case, and then fast forward. The main eyewitness who claimed she saw who showed the bomb in the house. She took the stand and just said whatever, all the stuff they told her to say, but at the end of it, she had a remorse. She said, you know what? She said, the prosecutor asked her, do you see the guys here who did the crime? She said, no, I do not see anybody here because I don't want to send the wrong person to prison. Oh, you been talking about Jamaican? But she said, no, my friend, somebody got killed. I don't see the person here. And at that time, they're young and naive. They think this is the case. Matlock, we're going on, whatever. The judge said, disregard all that. Let the jury be the fact finder. Jury came. I come in the courtroom for the verdict. Everybody's crying. The same thing was laughing, giving us thumbs up that I was going to pass that guilty. The crime. I told my uncle, you know, we're going to prison today. He said, man, no, we're innocent, whatever. And then they get up, man. Guilty. They cried. I started smiling because I couldn't believe it. When I'm sure I smiled, you know? And the final's guilty. And this attracts of injustice, you know what I mean? It's just over and over again. And then to fast forward again, recently, you got few exonerees that went on. And in each case, you got these officers, 4 officers in 5 exoneration cases, which, of course, witnesses, withheld evidence, falsifies statements and stuff.
Yeah.
Collectively, all these 4 officers is in my case. Is in my case. So I just want to put out there, I got attorneys working the case, but the movements of the case is not effective because a lot of brothers were saying it's all a money thing. It's like a tradesman work. When it can go from A to D, they go from A to Z and come back, and with that, we suffer in prison. And I'm saying we sit up in prison with all this evidence, and we still cannot get out yet. And lastly, I took a lot to take a test. Just like everybody, they're always saying that everybody can be innocent. My lawyer at the time came and saw me and said, listen, why should be the innocent? I said, I don't know what anybody else, but I know me and my uncle are innocent. All right? And she said, okay, are you willing to take a lot to take a test? I said, bring it on. because I don't want to prove to you I'm innocent. You bring me in the cut. This was a cut at institution in Jessup. They strapped me up to like a test. I asked them, I want to ask a question. I want you to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
They were asking the foolishness. I want to go straight to the point. If I did it, it was on the scene. If my uncles do it, get to the point. Are you sure we're working for you? I don't care. I'm putting my neck on the line. I took a test. They asked me if I did it. It was on the scene. If I had the knowledge, this was about to happen. All that. The money that come along, she was crying. I said, what's the problem? Dwayne, I'm going to get to the prison. Mr. Sealer said he gave the CIA, the FBI, all police department these tests, and they cannot beat the test. So a simple inmate cannot beat this test. The chart came back, no deception.
Wow. Wow.
No deception. And the brother phone, who have a freeway, he saw her in most of last year, which she know about the case. And he explained to her all this stuff. She said, I'm well aware of Mr. Dundas case because we got a lot to take a test right here, and it's proven. She brings to her expert, and the expert tell her that it's one of the cleanest latex tests he have ever seen. No deception. The brother phone is Wayne Sams. Good brother. You mean assistant. And with all this, Mayor almost told him that if I release him today, all he think about his uncle. And he told him that the bottom line is he wouldn't want to come because it's one, it's three, or none. That's a mistake because if it was exonerated, the rest would be. But said all that, that's all the information in the case and so much. And a lot of brothers in here is going through the same thing. And I commend these brothers on line to that because to me, the freedom fighter activists, you got a lot of brothers went on who is exonerated. I'm going to call no names. Mm-hmm. But in the day, the water shoes, the North Field, and the Goldman 6, and let's forget everybody who's been locked up. That's not cool because in here is slow deaths. The sentence us to life, natural life, you're supposed to die in prison. Mm. God wills, I don't believe that because I trust and believe in God. I know that one day the truth will come out. It's 1,000 lies for one truth. And that's what I'm going on. Mm-hmm. And I just want to let you know that there's a lot of us going through this and I appreciate the platform you have given us. And we'd like to come on there more because it's not about just me alone. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of brothers going through the same, especially black brothers. False accused, and the older false accused being railroaded. And all the brothers that came out, I know a few of them. I congratulate them, man, because what you're doing is good. And this platform y'all got, keep on going, brothers, because I would need your help. Because a lot of people on the streets do not know what things are. You know? Mm-hmm. I lost my mother a couple of years ago, man. It hurt me. My grandfather. I got a wife out there who sticks with me. And she hurts every day. I got a friend who sticks with me, Martin Anglin, for years. A sister. Love. I need more of this. More of this. Family and friends come forward, man, because it's not a joke. It's slow deaths. Mm. And LadyJ, I'm going to close it up. And I appreciate you to give this platform because guess what? You're a freedom fighter. You're an activist. And you should be commended because it's not very often guys like me get this platform. And guess what, man? As I said today, I love you. Because I don't even know you. And I talked to you on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And he said, you're going to be on there Monday and here, man. So I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. It's a lot to talk about, but I know the show's not that long. But I just want to put out there. Mm-hmm. So that's my journey. That's my story. And I have much more to say, but I don't take up the time because other person want to talk to. Mm-hmm. So continue to work. I'm here. I'm going to tell you one more time. This ain't no joke. This ain't no games. Me, Dwayne Dundas, Renford Martin, and Leonard Martin lock up 31 years for a crime we did not commit. This crime we never do. We're not going to show no bomb in no house, no kids and families in the house and do that, man. We ain't got that type of heart, man. We grow up in a good home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We wasn't the best citizens on the streets, so I'm going to keep it real. I never kill nobody in my life. I would never do such a thing showing a bomb in the house. And the public need to know that. We're not that type of person.
Right.
Everybody knows that. Guys in there know that. You got guys in there who actually know who come to crime. Guys in there confess. I'm going to talk about that part. A guy in there confessed. He did it. And when he stepped up to the plate, he's trying to give other guys on the street a charge. He told guys, jump, reveal your guys, man. I did it. I'm my brothers. I'm Major D, and his owners got a charge. He's been a protected custody since 1999 and still there. And he about to go home. So they definitely don't want to confess. Got life plus 30. And told me just show the. I talked to him through the window that day. He was upstairs at the coast. I said, man, where they get let the uncles go? Man, it's about that time, man. But innocent, man. Come on, man. He said, man, I holler at you, man. I kill a father, I kill no kids. That's what he said. Wow. So a witness was in our case. He got convicted for that. 2 weeks ago, got locked up. The case was just there. The police department knew all this, but just because we're Jamaicans, nobody in Baltimore, no family, I guess we're nobody. And the public cried for justice. Free us up, man. And told my face that no, we ain't do it, we're going to get charged for it. My mother passed out when we got sentenced. The police walked over and told her, they're going to be okay, they'll be out. It is what it is. I mean, this is what we got to, man. Yeah, you know? Yeah. And I was bitter for years, but bitter are the best that it contains. So I would leave all that and stop crying on spoilment. Forgive everybody. I'm moving forward because you got to walk a clear path. I cannot walk with this bitterness. So the blessings can come. Right. I'll leave with that, Lady J. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, and we have your picture up on the screen so people can see what you look like and who you are. But what I want to say to you, Major, is first of all, thank you for sharing that with us, for sharing your story. And I listen, I can't even imagine what it feels like to have a double life sentence. I can't. When you told me that the other day, like my mouth was hanging open, for something that you didn't do. So, I shared some things with you the other day that I don't want to talk about online, but we'll be talking, okay? We'll continue to talk, and you are always welcome to come on the program. We're on like Mondays at 8. Thursdays at 7 o'clock, so at 7 p.m. And you are always welcome to come on whenever you want. If you just want to listen or if you want to say something, please feel free. And Haneef, I don't know if you wanted to say anything to him.
Yeah, no. I thought, Brother Major, when you were speaking, I thought you was somebody else that I had knew, right? Like, one of the brothers that was in the community with me in there, right? But when she put your picture up on the screen, and I'm looking at your face, I couldn't, I don't recognize you. I don't believe I ever came across your path. But I'm just looking at your face, brother, and I see what I remember seeing all those days when I was in prison, man. You know what I'm saying? A man who's determined, a man who's serious, a man who in that joint pushing and struggling, man, trying to fight to get out. You know what I'm saying? To prove your innocence. And what I would like for you to do is do this. This is what I've been doing since I've been out, Major. I've been taking cases, you know what I'm saying, of individuals and having them write to me about their case, not going into much detail, but just talking about points that I can use to advocate for them when I'm around certain people that have the ability, to make some change. And I can't promise you anything. I can't say, that's going to be the thing to get you out or anything like that. But I can say that I will take it with me everywhere I go, man. I share your story, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all the other brothers that I still got in there, man, that whenever I get on a platform, man, I share their stories. And I let people know, man, that you got innocent men or you got young men who went in, for something that they actually were involved in. But these young men grew. You know what I'm saying? They went in teenagers. They didn't know anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the youth out here right now, that made poor choices in their life and also went through trauma in their life. But these men are, they've changed their lives. And so I share their stories to talk about their change and to talk about the power of growth, man, that, that famous statement that's been going around for a long time now, and everybody's quoting it in every, restorative justice form, every justice impacted form, everybody that you hear right now on every platform talking about anything in prison, in regards to prisoners, or formerly incarcerated individuals, they're using that statement, second chance, right? This is the slogan now. We even got second chance month. that the president, you know what I'm saying, and them implemented in society now. So, you know, the perception and things have changed, but they're also saying this, that an individual is not the worst mistake that they made in their life. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make up that individual. So I've been using that in, you know, my comments and my speaking and everything like that, man, when I get a chance to advocate in front of judges. I mean, when I go in front of judges now and I'm advocating for an individual who, you know, got locked up because they had drugs on them, and at the same time they were using drugs, but this person needs treatment. This person doesn't need incarceration. You know, these are the things that I remind the courts about. You say you stand on these principles. These are the things you say you're standing on right now. Times have changed. Okay, let's get this man or this woman treatment. But for brothers like you who are, you know, innocent, and individuals who were, you know what I'm saying, youthful offenders, and men who have changed their lives, man, I'm all about, you know what I'm saying, trying to put those stories out there, man. So Lady J, you know, if you have her contact, if you can send her your information, she can get it to me, but you can take my contact down now if you want to write it down. You know what I'm saying? And you can send it to me.
Yeah, and I'll make sure, you know what, Haneef, I'll make sure that he gets your information. Because I'll make sure that he gets it, because I'm able to contact him. Wow.
Absolutely, man. I definitely want to learn about the story and share the story, because I heard it, and it's a tragic story because you have several things tied in there. You have the immigrant status tied in there. We know how immigrants are treated in this country. They're marginalized. You know what I'm saying? Black people are marginalized, but at the same time, man, you got the immigrant, you know, aspect or element of him being a other, you know what I'm saying, in the United States of America. Not only was he going into the system as a black man, as a black person, you know what I'm saying, but he was also going into that courtroom as an immigrant, as an other, you know, an alien, someone who's outside of the United States, who came over here, you know what I'm saying. Once you get locked up, like they do all of our Hispanic brothers and sisters who are locked up right now, they paint them in that picture as if they came over here to do what? To take advantage of the quote unquote good people of America. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are the things that are perpetuated in these trials. This is what these state's attorneys use and these prosecutors use to stir up fear in the jury's mind and perception before they even get those verdicts. And we know the trials are all about persuasion. I mean, that's basically what a trial is about, man. It's about having a person with the best mouthpiece and the best persuasion, and you coming in there with the best stuff to go along with that persuasion. You know what I'm saying? And they call it evidence, but you know what I'm saying? You're coming in there with that. I mean, that's just the reality of our court system and our justice system over here in America. You know, if you're African American, or you're some type of immigrant, or, you know, some person of color, period, it's no doubt about it. The studies have shown you're going to be treated differently when you go into the court system.
All right. And I want to, before I forget, I'm so glad every time you say something, it brings something back I'm supposed to say. On Wednesday, August 2nd, some of you have been asking me about Steve Copeland. Steve Copeland's trial is August 2nd, 111 North Calvert Street, 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, you know, if you all have never been to court, everybody got an 8 o'clock court date. So you might be sitting there all day, you know, but 8 o'clock is the time that's scheduled for him. We're hoping that they're going to release him and allow him to come home, because he has been sick since he's been down in central booking and has been in the hospital. So they returned him back to central booking last Thursday from the hospital, and the trial is on Wednesday. So it's August 2nd at 8 a.m. If you can make it there, and I've been talking back and forth with Steve, so, you know, the more people that can come out and support, the better. If you can make it out, he will be remote, so he won't be in the actual courtroom. But let's do like we've done before. Haneef, we've gone and we have filled up the courtroom. Like, people have come where there's no seats. And so I'm asking people to come out on Wednesday. I know people are working, but if you can make it out on Wednesday, come on out, 111 North Calvert Street. If you forget, hit me up and I'll give you the information again. And that's 8 a.m. for Steve Copeland. Hopefully he'll be coming home. I'm going to go around and allow everybody to say some last words. We'll be back next Monday night. I want to try to have Marco and Sean on next Monday, because they have a back to school program that I'm going to be supporting you know, with them. And they had a really nice program about a month or two ago that I was with for the children. That was really nice. And so I'm going to have them come on next Monday so they can talk about that program that's going to take place. And Haneef, make sure you talk about your thing this week. So yeah, so Marco, you still there?
Yeah. I ain't got to like my minutes if the can be cut off at 9:30. So
okay.
I would say, just and the brothers behind the wall, man, just keep fighting, keep pushing. And the brother that's beyond the wall, man, keep doing what you're doing. I already know you ain't gonna forget about, the struggle at all, but keep doing what you're doing and know that you're an inspiration for us all. But we about to hang up, LadyJ. Whether or not I get to be on there next Monday. I try to chime in with you on Thursday with James too.
Okay, cool. I'll be talking to you. I sent you a message on the tablet too. I don't know if you got it. I sent you a message on the tablet, Marco. I'm not sure if you got it. Oh, he might be gone.
Yes, he might be gone. Good night, LadyJ.
I'm right here.
No, wait. Good night, LadyJ. How you? May I say something for 30 seconds, please?
Go right ahead.
Yes, this is Wayne Sands. Haneef, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah, my very good friend. I thank you. I'm proud of you. You're doing your job. Allah have called you, and you are delivering. We grew up in the penitentiary together. I'm just coming home after 32 years. But Haneef, your plate is full. But I'm going to put a little bit more broccoli on your plate. I need your help with these brothers' case. Major D, Leonard Martin, and Rennie Martin. I know you hear it all the time that guys are innocent, beloved. But we grew up together. So I ask you to please put a word in for these brothers with Ivan Bates every opportunity you can.
Yes, and I actually spoke with someone. I actually spoke with Ivan Bates, and Ivan Bates said that he will come on the program. So we're gonna hold him to that. Yeah, we're gonna hold him to that.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And again, LadyJ, I thank you, and for everybody that's listening to this program, I thank y'all, and I ask God to touch the people that's in the position to give the Martin and Dundas family the relief that they've been waiting and praying for. I really, I'm asking the public in Baltimore to step up and assist these brothers. Every assistance, little assistance, is helpful. Well, you think it's not important? It is. If you know a witness that know anything about this case, because the neighborhood does talk, I ask you to contact these witnesses and tell them to do the right thing for the victim. For these brothers, as far as their case. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Haneef, salam alaikum. Thank you, brother. Ms. J, thank you.
Wa alaikum salam.
Welcome, and thank you so much for calling in. And then we got Mr. I'm gonna let Major give his final words, but Major, don't let this be the last. Well, we'll talk. You'll be on again, okay?
No, this is not his last go around on this. I will hope not.
No.
I hope not.
No. LadyJ?
Yes.
I appreciate the help and put my story out here. And you're a freedom fighter, man, and keep a good work up. We gotta give people like you props because it's not enough out there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like my brother Wayne was saying that I'm a family as far as do the right thing because we need to go to a family. But we're not going to forget the two innocent victims who got killed in that fire. Mm-hmm. The family need justice too.
Right.
There was kids that wasn't grown up. And I got a child and I got 2 grandkids. So I know the feeling if mine was lost. So I'm not speaking only for myself. I got to talk about the victim family also. And they probably listening and know who hurt their family. Come to court, man, do the right thing, man. I'm not asking nobody to lie or anything. Come to court and do the right thing. And last but not least, I got to give guys like Hamza, Wayne Bruton, a couple other guys, Wayne Sams. These guys, I need who's out there doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Then look back. A lot of guys did not do it. I got to call them out because, like I said, you want shoes, you know, feet. Don't leave brothers behind. If you got a platform, put it out there. And that's why I said thank you very much. I would like to come on the show whenever they ask to come on the show because it's not only for me. It's for other brothers who doesn't have an opportunity to contact you and be on the show. Mm-hmm. None of us in there is like this. I appreciate the energy. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
You are welcome, and I hope that this show encouraged you tonight, Major. I hope it encouraged you a little bit in spite of your situation.
Yes,
Good. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Marco, you still there?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Marco? I don't know. I see his name on the screen, but I can't hear him. So, Haneef, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you and let you tell us what you have going on.
So yeah, everybody who's watching the show tonight, I have an organization called Rectify. It is a clinical case management reentry service which focuses on trauma-informed peer support. And basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to change the face of reentry for the state of Maryland, and I'm working with everybody that I possibly can to partner with to do this. But August the 3rd, which is this Thursday coming up, we're holding a reentry simulation. We're doing what is called a reentry simulation, where we're allowing public officials and the public themselves, to the capacity of 100, that's all that we can hold, but to the capacity of 100, to come down to the A. Hohen and Company building on East Biddle Street, 2101 East Biddle Street, and in Baltimore, Maryland. And what we're doing is we're going to run everybody through a simulation, give you some statistics, run everybody through a simulation and allow you to see what it's like for an individual when they get out of prison, and to see some of the challenges, the hurdles that they have to jump over, things they got to crawl under, things they got to go around or even bust through, just to be able to get their footing to have some type of success out here. It's a struggle. How easily an individual can go back to jail for the smallest little thing. If you don't pay your urinalysis fee for your parole and probation, they will send you back to prison. I know an individual who changed his address. He changed his address and afterwards forgot to tell his parole officer that he changed his address in time, according to their time, and they sent him back to prison. Not because he committed another crime. People, are faced with these challenges when they get out of incarceration because they're still incarcerated, technically. We're not free. I'm on probation. And, these are the challenges that I'm faced with. If I miss one thing, if I don't cross one T or dot one I, best believe this, you won't be seeing me on this screen no more. You'll hear me on that telephone with the rest of them brothers. And they'll protect me from that. But I'm just saying that that's how serious it is out here. So we're running a reentry simulation to show everybody what it's like in the state of Maryland to go through reentry. And also we're going to have a panel list of our volunteers who are going to be there, of formerly incarcerated men and women who are going to give their story and also share what they think the solutions are or believe the solutions are based upon their lived experience of going through this system in the state of Maryland. They're going to share it. They're going to bring it. And also we're going to have our other guests there who are going to talk about some various other things that we're working on and partnered with us in doing and rectifying. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a great networking event. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to gain some more insight about the reentry process and also hear about other organizations, because that's another thing too that I found out when I got out here, Lady J. There are so many organizations out here. There's so much help, but we just don't know where it's at. Right. So the men and women that's getting out of prison, they don't know where to go, where to turn to. But there's so many organizations out here that's doing good work, that's providing the services, they're getting the funding, whether it's private or whether it's by way of the government, they're getting the funding and they're doing the work. And so, again, we're going to highlight some of them as well and talk about some of those things. And, but again, the focal point is learning about reentry, coming to an understanding that the process just doesn't start. Incarceration just doesn't end when you're free, when you're released. It don't stop there. And it doesn't make a difference if you spend 1 day or 1,000 days in prison. 1 day is enough. You get out and you got a record. You have things that you're going to have to fulfill when you get out, deadlines you're going to have to meet. Hopefully one of our supporters and hopefully partners now will be there to talk about the home monitoring process, which was really new to me and fascinating to hear about, because it's such an unjust thing that's going on that they only have 2 companies that basically are monopolizing the home monitoring process for an individual to get a bracelet put on their ankle to come home on home monitoring. They're siloing this particular process, and any other company that try to get into it, you know what I'm saying, they want to box them out. But at the same time, they're using this as a means and as a mechanism to put people back in prison. Because if you make a mistake or violate in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion with that home monitoring on your bracelet on you, you're going back to prison. So we have someone that, you know, Rectify is proud to talk about and partnering with a African-American sister who's doing amazing things, her and her partners and her organization and her company. And they're actually a home monitoring service, but their goal is to use this as a mechanism to keep individuals out of prison and not have individuals go back to prison. So, you know, we're going to try to do as much as we can in highlighting and showing the plight of individuals when they get out of prison and pushing that forward. Yes, August the 3rd, Thursday from 4 to 7, we're going to be at 2101 East Biddle Street. Come join us. And, you know, let's make some change in Maryland. You know, that's what Rectify is all about. Let's rectify Maryland. Let's rectify the system. Let's make some change. We got the power and ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's on us. And no doubt about it. And also, you know, again, reaching back out to the community as well. That's one of the things that I'm gearing up on and working on is, you know what I'm saying, trying to get back into the community engagement. But you're going to see me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's on here right now, you're going to see me a lot. I'm out here now and I'm working and I'm pushing. You know what I'm saying? And all those brothers that was on there today, I'm pushing for men like that. I remember what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? I carry that with me everywhere I go, and every experience that I have, every exchange that I have, every networking event, everybody that I talk to, I'm carrying those men with me. I'm carrying those stories with me. I'm carrying that experience with me because it matters. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, man, we can make some change within the system of Maryland.
Right. Thank you so much. And I want to again put these brothers that you didn't see, the brothers that you didn't see online. I mean, yeah, online with us. This is Major. This is the one that has the double life sentence, who was telling us his story, and we're gonna make sure that we get him back on because we want him to know that even though he's inside and like he said, he doesn't really have family here because he's from Jamaica. So you know, we want him to know that he does have family here. We're his family, and we want to support him and, you know, be here for him. So that's Major. So and then also, y'all, I want you to keep these mental pictures in your mind. Pray for these brothers. Pray for them. And we also have Monty. Monty, I believe he's been locked up. I want to say, I think it's 16. I don't even want to say because I don't want to give him more time than he has. But I know it's been a minute. He went in as a teenager, and he's in his 30s right now. So Monty is the one that comes on. You know, you'll hear us talking on Thursday nights. Real funny dude. I love this brother. We come on Thursday nights, talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We talk about relationships. He's trying to hook me up with somebody and that's we just talk about everything. But he's a fun brother. And so that's Monty. And then we also have Marco. Marco is the one that is working with Sean Gardner. And they are doing some amazing stuff. Marco actually has a workbook that he's about to finish, and then he's going to come back on, and we're actually going to be doing some things out of the workbook with you all so you can see how it actually works and what his points that he's trying to get across in the workbook. So make sure that you keep staying tuned because these brothers are doing some good stuff. I don't have brother Josheen Walls. I forgot to put his picture up, but
man, Bo.
You know him?
Yeah, you know, I know all of them, Lady J. I know almost all of them. All them my guys, them my men. You know what I'm saying? They in there doing good work, man. I mean, no doubt. They in there doing good work, man. Josheen, all of them, man.
Major.
No, this Wayne talking.
Oh, okay.
Josheen, Major, Haneef. We are jailhouse family. We share bags of drink mix.
Straight like that. Straight like that. Sharing bags of drink mix and coffee. Straight like that. Yep. Straight like that. Making hookups. Straight like that.
Goodness. Oh my
goodness. We go back like that. That's right.
I have a friend. I ain't gonna say his name, but he probably wouldn't even care. But he had been locked up for a minute, and he used to come over and show me how they would make drinks, and he's like, Lady J, and we used to make it like this. I was amazed. I found out how they make makeup inside, just all kinds of stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The women make their own makeup. That's right.
Yeah. He was telling me about all of that, showing me how to do stuff, and I said, it's amazing how creative you can be.
That's
you
right.
know, when you're behind bars, or when you're just when freedom has been taken away from you. But yeah, so I definitely want to make sure I get Sean, and let me tell everybody, I need to get Sean on this Thursday, because let me read, this is from his wife. um she sent me this flyer. Actually, their back to school program, everybody, is this Saturday. I thought it was next week, but it's August 5th from 1 to 4. And this is sponsored by Behind the Wall Mentors. It's the first annual Teachers Appreciation Back to School. They're going to be giving away free school supplies. It's going to be music, food, live entertainment. It says, let's honor our teachers for their hard work in raising our future leaders. This is going to be at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center, where we just had the talk show. So the Downtown Cultural Arts Center is 401 North Howard Street. This is a free event. Y'all make sure you come out. This brother is incarcerated.
Please come on.
Incarcerated. And he actually has these programs going on, and he's behind the wall. So August 5th, I'll be there August 5th from 1 to 4 p.m. Please save the date. Everybody put it on your calendar. First annual Teachers Appreciation Back to School. It doesn't say if they need you to bring anything, but let me find out from his wife. And what I'll do on our Thursday program, she doesn't like to come on camera though, but I'll talk to Sean, and I'll get Sean and Marco to come on, and they can tell us that, all of the details. But I just want you to mark it on your calendar, because I thought it was next week. And y'all make sure you support, and I appreciate everybody for how you're supporting already. Now, the last thing I want to say before I go is that purple box on there where it's saying, please donate. I need you to continue to donate. Thank you to the people that do donate to this part of the program. I normally don't put up Cash App and stuff like that. On this program, I do, because I get so many calls from the brothers and sisters who are inside. And the GTL, you have to pay for those conversations. And so I'm just asking if you could make a donation so we can keep this part of the program going. I go to court with a lot of these people. I talk to their attorneys. I talk to the judge for them. I'm writing. I'm doing stuff. So please, if you could donate, the Cash App is $LadyJFlava. The Zelle is 443-297-4753. PayPal is I'll never look back at gmail.com. All of what you send me does not go to me. It definitely goes to doing this, because if y'all knew how many calls I got, you would be surprised. So, and Haneef, when I first started, like I was doing the GTL thing, and I was like, okay, I could just like put $10 on this. I thought it was for everybody until I found out no.
Nah.
That person,
GTL getting money. All of those organizations, man, all those companies, corporations. Let me say it correctly. All of those corporations, man, are making a killing off of individuals, man. They are disenfranchised, and these individuals are being taken advantage of every single day by those corporations. The commissary prices and everything else, man. People's families are having to pay for this. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And so that's why I said we have to really, look at, this system as a whole and what it's built on, and understand that, it's not going to happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? And we have to go at this thing strategic. We have to look at it, in the form of dollars and cents, because that's what it comes down to. And it's a struggle, but we're gonna get it done.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get it. We're gonna keep pushing, and it's not like the program won't continue if we don't get donations. It's still gonna happen. But y'all, I just need y'all to help me, because I'm taking a lot of this out of my pocket to do it. But I believe in this process, and I believe in what we're doing. So, but really, thank you to somebody sent me some money yesterday, and thank you to Red. Oh my goodness, I ain't even want to say how much they sent me. Red Lions. I never met this man in person, but he's always, on the platform, and he's talking. And what's the lady's name? Jamie Imhoff. Never met them in person, Haneef, and they sent me the biggest gift. Financial gift today, crazy. I opened it up, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate it. I really, you have no idea. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is something that is so important. I'm so passionate about it. And we gotta keep this going, because then there are also families who need attorneys, and sometimes they need money. You know, so I'm out here looking for money to try to help them to pay their attorney's fees. It's a lot into this, everybody. It's a lot that goes on behind.
Yeah, I wanna say that too, though, Lady J. Is thank you. I wanna, just say thank you and everybody who tuned in with me tonight on my live. But thank you for having me and allowing me to come on this platform and be able to talk, you know what I'm saying, and hold these discussions and these conversations, and to share, my little bit of insight that I have. Again, everywhere I go, wherever I go, I'm going to take these stories with me and use my voice as an amplifier for everyone that I come in contact with. Hopefully, I should be doing something with the University of Baltimore real soon. I plan on trying to go on a college tour. I'm trying to put that together, the book and everything else to go along with it, because, again, these stories need to be amplified. The voices of lived experience need to be shared. More of us need to be getting into these rooms. And again, we got to monetize this, and we got to use, all of the connections that we have, because a lot of politics plays in it as well. But we need platforms like yours. And I want to always be there to promote and help and support, this platform, because when I got out of prison, you invited me on here and gave me the opportunity to be able to share my story and talk about what I was doing. And I really appreciate it. And again, can't wait to see you Thursday. And it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event, no doubt.
Yeah. Yep. I'll definitely be there with the microphone. And Haneef, you are always welcome on here whenever you want to come on. You're welcome to sit here without me being on the screen, because you don't need me on the screen. If you need the platform and you need to just sit here and talk, and you need to say something, you got my information. Just let me know. It's yours, okay? Just let me know, because sometimes I get tired of holding the microphone talking. So, it's yours. It's yours. And so everybody, thank you so much. Make sure you support the event on Thursday. Give them that address again.
Yes, so it's Unlocking Freedom. It's going to be held at 2101 East Biddle Street, Baltimore, Maryland, at the A. Ho & Co. building, Unlocking Freedom. Come check us out between 4 and 7. We're going to do a reentry simulation. You're going to hear a lot about some good people and good stories. And, just come out, no doubt. Come out and support. I guarantee you, when you leave away from this, you're going to leave away from this, man, inspired. You're going to leave away from this, man, ready to go out and move and work and do some good work.
All right. Thank y'all so much. My name is Dr. Lady J. I'm getting ready to go to bed, y'all, because I'm tired. That's what I'm about to say. You want to say something?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
We need to leave the Lady J on it. We need to say Queen J, because he's a queen. We are doing. And also, I want to give props to the sisters out there who stick with us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No doubt. No doubt.
100% is them sisters who stick with us and help us get out of prison. That's not my wife, Tanya. I got to give her props. 8 years. Big props. Big props. Big props. I'm up to get her. I just want to know, I give her props, and all the guys who assist. My brother Russ, Mark Langley, Wayne, Bruton, Wayne Sams, Hamza, and again, sister, you need to leave her name Lady J. We should call it Queen J, because what you're doing is good, and I appreciate you.
Thank you,
and I'm
brother.
looking forward when I get out soon. I'm going to meet you, and I'm going to make sure, as far as the finances, whatever, I can do what I can do, and tell my family to put some money to proceedings, because what you're doing is great. I commend you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We thank you. We thank you. We thank you.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I want all of y'all to come back, because we have to have this conversation about the prison relationships. I ain't even going to it right now. But Monty and I did that show. Yeah, it was hilarious. We talked about so much, and it was so much that we had to do it like in 2 segments, because it's a show on now that's called Love After Lockup. And Life After Lockup. And I don't even know what I just like some of these shows because I like watching the dynamics of people. And so Monty and I got into a conversation one Thursday night, and it just went all over the place. So y'all have to come back. All of y'all men have to come back, because You have to help Lady J to understand how that works because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's a serious dynamic there, no doubt.
Yes.
That's a heck of a conversation. That's a man.
2 things, Haneef. I got some dumplings for you. Ain't nothing changed about that. My hands good vicious, but
oh man, I appreciate you, bro. I love you, man. Stay up, man. Keep pushing, bro. Keep staying focused, man.
In Major D case, and I like for you to review with your eyes, because you can scream, but the fact, black and white, doesn't change.
That's right.
Wait, now who is this talking right now? This Trump, Wayne.
Yes, ma'am. This is Wayne saying.
Are you out now?
I just did 32 years. That's I'm out here in Bowie.
Oh, you're in Bowie. Okay, your name sounds so familiar. Okay, I think maybe some of the brothers might have been talking about you.
Yes, we called you a while ago, Miss J. Yes, we did.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I knew I remembered that name. So, are you still in the program, or are you able to move about?
Well, yeah, I'm still in the re-entry program, the juvenile program in Prince George's County. Yes, I am.
Okay.
But, I am. Yes, I'm moving around. So, I mean, hey, Haneef better get in contact with me. We all in contact indirectly or direct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever is needed, just please notify me ahead of time. I have an HVAC step.
All right. Okay. Well, welcome home. I knew your name sounded so familiar. Welcome home. Y'all listen, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to go, but we definitely have to come back and have that conversation because y'all gotta help Lady J to understand how that works. Yes, Queen J. You gotta help me to understand how those relationships work with you being on the outside and the lady being on the inside. Because I was telling Monty, I said, look, I don't know if that would work for me because I need to touch my man every now and then. So I don't know how it works, but we need to have that conversation because in all seriousness, there are a lot of people in these situations. And I talk to a lot of women. If you notice, I always have men on the platform because a lot of women are uncomfortable coming on the platform saying that they're, in a relationship with somebody that's incarcerated. And I want to change that, because you love who you love. And so I really want to change that. And I want to have that conversation so these women feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, my husband is incarcerated, and just have it. If he is, that's your business, So we're going to come back. I'm going to set that up and I'm going to invite all of y'all to come back and we're going to have that particular conversation. Okay.
That's what's up. That's
what's up. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
You get your rest.
All right, Lady J. Peace.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. Make sure you share the video and hit that donation box, that CashApp box. All right, y'all. Good night, everybody. And I'll see you on Thursday at 7 p.m.
I got some doublets for you, Haneef. Get the way out of prison. I got doublets for you.
All right, y'all. Good night, everybody.
Queen J. Thank you.
You are welcome. You have a good night.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.